Yeah, Z's on my roster too, by the way. So big points here I'm expecting in that Sakura game. But yeah, today is it the day. Yesterday, it was not the day. It was a 3-0 against DhillDucks. But today might be the day. Like, look, 2 stages, this being their second one, and they've not found a series win. They've got map wins, not this stage. They got map wins last stage, but they just need that dub on the board. I am ready for it to be this week. I hope everybody in the chat is predicting DhillDucks today as well. The aura is there, but can they actually convert to win?
Well, in Team Z's defense, like their last series, which is that was a tough opponent. They went up against SSG. So, but even so, on Atlas, that went to 5 points. Like that was not a bad effort. Peace at some huge moments there. I remember vividly the Death Blossom they had on Atlas. It's low-key living rent-free in my head.
It looks good. Yeah. I'm just like, they look good on the Reaper, I will say.
I'm worried for the team that loses here because they're still going to be winless. Like we've been talking about, somebody's definitely going to win. So somebody will get their first match win, but somebody is...
We're keeping it very factual. Someone will win.
Man, they just have like this giant loss streak. So now we'll see how this one happens. I think both teams have maybe a potentially similar playstyle here. I've been seeing a decent amount of ball on both sides. So Winston's going to come on both sides as well. So should be an interesting one. It'll be my first.
Yeah, I mean, this is the easiest match for both of these teams for the remainder of the schedule. So it's this one or none, basically. Now we are proud to be Duck stands here on this very desk and also in chat. Duck is the Ducks are the team of the people, you know. Yesterday, big struggle against Sakura. Okay, did not look super competitive. Razor looked alright on Sim on control. I like that look. That was good. So there was that. After that, kind of slipped out of their hands, did it?
Yeah, the Hollywood especially was a little rough for the Ducks, but it's okay. Look. You just need that one. And also, it's worth pointing out too, neither team have actually won a map yet either. So someone's also going to win their first map, which is also kind of sick. So there's a lot of firsts happening. A lot of cherries be popping today is what I'm saying.
That's beautiful.
I think what you're saying is correct, Zoe, as well. Like with the Wrecking Ball, it's been a kind of a hot topic. Like, okay, do we just go with the ball? Do we run with this? Or like something like a Winston? Or are we more of this brawly team? Do we want to play a bit Hazard, etc.? I think for both these teams, the look has been the Wrecking Ball, a little bit faster stuff, but we know Zeb, as well as Baz, to be fair, can jump on the Orisa too. But so I don't expect that tank pick to actually be that hotly contested in the bans here.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we're going to get a decent amount coming through. And for DhillDucks, they showed also yesterday some of that Zarya Bastion on opening Lee Jung.
They did, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a possibility that they roll through that again, although that's been kind of exposed now in terms of just being put out into the public. So I do wonder what Team Z's response to that will be if it does come through.
Yeah, you know what? We're about to find out. I'm going to be hydrated for this one. I'm locked in and ready for these teams to go because one of them will take a dub. Take it away, guys.
They will. Thank you very much, Zoe. Yes, today is the day, Avril. Team Z and DhillDucks, they will find a win. And they'll not only find a series win, but a map win as well. Is Team Z picking Ilios El Clasico for this stage?
Which is probably not a good map for any Zarya Bastion shenanigans. So, yeah, we'll just remove that one from the equation, which is probably a good call from Team Z. It's like, okay, we saw DhillDucks play this yesterday, and well, I actually took a round off that, so let's just kind of make sure that we're not even going to go to a map where that could be viable. Let's pick Ilios. We can play ball here. We can play our classic dive picks here. You know, even some of the Reaper stuff, Tracer Genji has been played a decent amount by this team as well. So, yep, happy to see it. How about this? Reaper's just banned out.
From the chat as well. Team Z at 85%, DhillDucks at 15%. The Ducks are lining up. Yeah, Reaper for Team Z and Wuyang Band for DhillDucks. So yeah, no Reaper. Okay, DhillDucks and Team Z have played a little bit of Reaper here and there, but for Ilios, I don't think Reaper's that good here. It feels more of a dive, especially if you go.
Well, if you are into a Winston, I think it's pretty good. I think it is pretty good into the Winston specifically. Sure. You're probably more likely team style. Just looking at where teams have been in the past, they've been more wanting to play a lot of Tracer Genji. So this could just be particular in going in that direction. They may be wanting to enable their Winston as well, assume that is going to be played. But I do think both teams have the capability to bring out a ball. So I don't even know that Winston is going to be the primary pick. Yeah, Wu Yang has been mostly avoided by Team Z from what I've seen as well. They've been mostly playing Lucio Kiriko, so I'm not too sure if this is going to end up being the most impactful ban coming from DhillDucks, but is going to remove that from play.
Hey, it's something we spoke about yesterday, to be fair, in the Team Liquid SSG match, where if you ban all the heaters first, it could be quite tough later on in the series. So if you're expecting it to go super long, then that could be quite painful for you. We're going to load on in. First map here, DhillDucks and Team Z looking for their first wins, both only the map and the series. Someone's going to get it. Will the 15% be right? Will the value predictors be correct? Or will the majority in Team Z in the chat be correct here? Astro and Baz, I'm not surprised to see a little bit of D.Va either when it comes to this specific point. Lighthouse, especially with D.Va, does feel really strong. Being able to get up to high grounds very quickly can be quite powerful. Although the Wrecking Ball still feels like the better tank currently.
See what Ryan goes here. Most likely going to be the Tracer. Flyers, of course, as we're starting to see, pretty viable on this map as well. Saw a little bit of Pharah yesterday, but just even across the board, Pharah on Ilios is one of those heroes that can be played, and no surprises, it will basically be the mirror outside of the tanks. Both teams do prefer the Lucio Kiriko in general, but definitely for Team Z, Tracer Genji, the bread and butter.
Seen a little bit of Sombra too as well from DhillDucks, to be fair, so there's a chance they bring that one out, especially to counteract that ball. To be fair, Astro's just taking a little bit of poke. It looks like they're trying to just flip the map currently. Astro's just kind of rolling around on the point, trying to distract Baz for as long as possible. Looks like DhillDucks just want to plant themselves on it. However, Baz just going kind of low, ends up just backing up. Same with Carmez as well, to be fair, as the slam from Astro comes in. But you can see the health bars already from Team Z just trickling as Ryan and Peace end up going down.
Last fight, DhillDucks. Nice opening cleanup there, as Razor is going to be one jumping ahead right now in terms of ult charge, not by a huge amount. We'll see what Team Z's quick response here is going to be. We'll see, we saw a little bit of action on rooftops from Astro, but otherwise, a lot of damage just total onto the team. The backline took a bunch. We just saw all health bars drop extremely quick on Team Z.
Yeah, they're going to pressure the point for the time being, but Team Z are going to walk through cage first. Looks like Baz is going to stop that cap coming through, just putting the D.Va mech on the point, but for Philly ends up going down to Astro of all people. I think there must have been on that high ground there as Astro descends to the point. Baz also extremely low. Healing resources cut to the minimum at this point, with Razor dying too. Very little fight back here from DhillDucks at all. Can't even get a single pick by the looks of it.
It's what a 5v4 will give you. Now, you take Frothy Philly down straight away. Astro just finds it and then instantly converting on the 5v4. No response from DhillDucks. Opportunity to drop in the early pulse bomb. Now we're starting to get into the phase of the game where support ultimates, but also looking at Karmas really jumping ahead of Peace by a long shot. Ahead of Cinnabara as well, meaning there's not going to be a lot of counter out of this. DhillDucks have a clear win condition straight away. To really stop this blade. So all eyes on where Karmas is going to take this.
Definitely up there. Cinnabara got 3 final blows in that last fight as well, doing a sizable amount of damage. Blade for Karmas is going to get popped there. There's a 1v1 with Razor and Hanbei on the point. Oh, Karmas has, well, found air. That's about it, unfortunately. Hanbei ends up winning that fight against Razor on the point. Rush 2 is deployed. Pretty easy now for Team Z to just fight on that. DhillDucks fighting back in without this blade or anything like that is going to be rather tough. Good Suzu to save Cinnabara's life, and they don't even need to drop the sound barrier there to Team Z. They're just happy with the rush trade for the blade.
And Peace survived on 1 HP as well. Got a little bit of green HP towards the end, and our Team Z with a huge cleanup. DhillDucks don't even get a chance to use any ultimates. It's Hanbei first on Rush. No response from DhillDucks. Hope for a lot more coming through from that blade. And again, the blade was used before Team Z had any real response. No sound barrier, no counter blade from Team Z. Nothing that you would imagine should have been super good into the blade, and yet still coming out ahead. DhillDucks, it's time for the dump ults.
Pretty hard to track people down with that blade as well, to be fair. Cinnabara's in, Peace already pulled that blade, and Red X.
Wait a minute.
That's an Ajax. That must have been. I think. Yep, that's the first one of the day. DhillDucks end up losing their sound barrier as Peace pops the blade. A valiant response there from Red X, but unfortunately, we'll get a highlight of that later. Team Z now nearing OT, Pulse and Mind available.
We need a admin check on that one. See if a replay obs called that Ajax and confirm it for us, but in fact, either way you cut it, the DhillDucks gonna fall aside on that, and probably we'll see if this rushes enough, but they lose Red X so early, so already 5v4.
Yeah, insult to injury there. Darius Redx comes back from spawn and instantly dies. Pulse bomb for Ryan now, looking at the Tracer. Tracer's also got a pulse bomb in hand. Oh, choice for the ego pulse. You know what? Respect it. There's the cap, though, or the TFC is... DhillDucks don't end up touching, sadly. I think Baz was trying to get there. Everybody was kind of fighting around the back half of the mini pack there, but unfortunate stuff from DhillDucks as Team Z clean up that first round.
We saw a DhillDucks early fight win as well in the initial opening. Couldn't quite keep that lead going for them. Eventually, ball comp from Team Z surviving. Karmaz's first blade. Pushing through on their ultimates. Pretty high likelihood that there was a Redix Ajax as well, which doesn't help things. And now we're headed to the second round here where Baz will make the change over towards the Hazard. Be the only change you would imagine for this one. D.Va is probably still fine if that was going to end up being the choice, but for everything else, staying exactly the same here. No long range play for this one. I don't think these teams have subbed in necessarily their pick hits gameplay. Certainly DhillDucks don't have juice in, so just sticking over to the double flex.
Yeah, Hazard is definitely an interesting pick. Can be good at the ball, against the ball. Especially if you can land a good jagged wall as Astro tries to escape. There's the first pick by DhillDucks. They end up killing Ryan pretty early on. Again, it's kind of the same story that happened on that first round. Very early fight win, and they end up capping. But Team Z, wise though, they do end up backing out really quickly, so it's going to quick regroup for Ryan.
No feed on the old charge here. Just a one and done. Again, we see DhillDucks in a position where they have an early lead. Well, I just have to see if they can maintain that one. And, well, as stream footage catches up, I did in fact confirm it was a Redix Ajax. Very unlucky. So we'll have to see if we get the redemption arc for Redix on this round.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. We'll keep a close eye, don't you worry. Nice little slam down there in the front line. But yeah, Baz, again, it's going to have a decent time against the ball if Astro, like, gives him that. Those Jagger balls can be really frustrating for any kind of mobility character that wants to escape the fray. Ryan just still dueling out. This is not a bit of bloodbath. It's more a bit of a poking duel, kind of waiting for ult at this point. And there you go. First blood drawn as Peace ends up going down. Right, Razor with that pulse bomb. They end up ripping the rush on the point. Looks like Astro just wants to get out. Yeah, complete disengage from Team Z. As soon as they get picked, or as soon as a big ult like that comes out, they're out of there, knowing that they've got one down.
Yeah, they don't have a response anyway because Cinnabar and Hanbei are sort of looking for ultimates for Philly once again. 2 rounds in a row. Super quick to find that rush. This time DhillDucks will be able to keep that momentum going forward, and once more as well on top of that, beyond just looking at the rush, as Karmaz a decent, but not a huge, but a decent lead on top of Peace. The difference this time around is that Karmaz will be playing into Cinema's beaten response. As both the Lucios will have that ready to go.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting the Lucio POV. No Blaze yet, although Karmaz is pretty close. Soundbite for Cinnabar. Maybe in a second. Beat comes in. Okay, both beats connect, but unfortunately for Cinnabar, Peace already dead before that green health could extend towards them. Mines on the point. Philly kills Ryan, and DhillDucks, they're looking good. They still got 2 ults in the bank as well. Have the blade. Peace doesn't earn his yet. I mean, 90%. They're just going to quickly clean these mines up. It's going to be a late touch here for Astro. Quickly booped away a couple of times. Manages to get the touch in time. And here comes the blade from Razor. Just kind of just looking at people, waiting for them to come to the point, not overextending with the dashes. Just get a couple of slashes onto Peace, who's closing in on his blade. Cinnabar picked out of the sky, 1 HP. She hurtles towards the sun. Blade popped by Peace, looking for that Lucio now. Turning towards Baz, but that's spike guard. Too much for Peace to kind of carve through. Hanbei and Astro, though, make it a little bit more even for Team Z. Peace now clambering in as Astro picks up a couple. I mean, Ryan, too. Just a team kill between them.
That's another unfortunate play from Karmaz, and now Peace gets to return with his own blade after taking quite some time and was quite slow in getting the ult charge. Team Z just managed to hold on. A very struggled touch coming out from Astro, but obviously surviving. He is on a ball. Team Z just, wow, they actually make that comeback happen. DhillDucks not able to get the cleanup. Philly, though, once again, it says a gigantic lead. You'd have to imagine this has to be the winning play for them to take us to round 3.
Ooh,
oh, the kill here is crazy, though.
Yeah, slam, and then Ryan's on and off angle. Quick go again, though. Again, you don't really want to... Even trying to force something out here, they dumped all ult, so you just want to chill. Don't give up too much ult charge.
It closes the timing window a little bit, because now Hanbei is a little bit closer to rush and response, and, well, if DhillDucks can't quite get a clean fight with Floppy Philly's ult early, Hanbei is going to be able to have that response. So this needs
well, there is the rush on the point. 20% for Hanbei, like you were mentioning. Pulse bomb for Razor. They're just all stacking point right now. 4 or 5 members actually just collapsing on it. And there's the cap too. Okay, so Team Z now need a response. They no longer acquiring that percentage. Nice little Spike Guard uses there, trying to at least do a little tickle damage to Astro, but Peace is chased away. Spike Wall finds the kill. Sound Barrier comes in, helps Razor just stick on this backline a little bit longer as the mines get deployed on the point, but the coverage, while it's good, you can still actually contest here if you're the Tracer. Even the downpour for Baz could be rather crucial here for the fight win. Ryan just kind of playing in the mines right now. Very hard for Baz to kind of collapse on the Tracer, but it doesn't matter because DhillDucks, the rest of the team are doing all the work here. Razor with a double, Ryan with the pulse bomb, hits the stick, but goes down to Frothy Philly as DhillDucks tie us up.
It was a hard-earned victory for DhillDucks on that round. I mean, as sort of mentioned here, you do have the Frothy Philly ult coming in eventually. Timing delayed because Redix went down, had to wait for the reset. And you look over the other side, Team Z, they are, as sort of mentioned, the start of Ruins, and even looking at both rounds so far, some of these moments, they do just have to give it up. They don't have a response yet. The unfortunate thing is, they have to kind of give up the cap, but you need to build time, allow a little bit more time for you to find your own Katsina Russia response. And while there is always a possibility that Team Z find the clutch moment there, I believe they did have a member down, so it might have been a 4v5 from that sort of scenario. Yeah, the only real downside is even if Team Z did win, they had to give up the flip for it, which is a little unfortunate. DhillDucks finally earned that one. Good to see them be able to have a lead early on and then actually execute for the closing at the end, securing that lead for an actual round win. I'll see if they can maybe get a map win here. Of course, whoever wins this round is going to have their first map win of OWCS Stage 3.
And about time. Astro with a nice little slam. Oh, okay. Wow. Frothy Philly just deleted by Astro and Ryan. Okay, well, I don't think he didn't respond with a Suzu there. That was that quick. Okay, Carmez dead. That was a very quick fight from Team Z. Oh, nice boot. Oh, clambers up. No, still dead.
DhillDucks actually taking an L for their first opening fight. Typically, they've been actually ahead now. We're not going to see any sort of early ult charge leads from Carmez or Frothy Philly again, which they've been able to get twice in a row now. A little concerning for DhillDucks, given that even when they have the lead, it's a bit of a struggle to hold it. Team Z this time looking strong on the opening.
Ew, okay, yeah, pretty low. That'd have been scary there for Redx. Frothy Philly not quite in LOS. Nice slam again from Astro, really kind of disrupting this rotation. Okay. Although Karmas does end up using that Swift Strike to kill Peace. Wall is going to stop Astro's escape there. Luckily gets a grapple and gets out of there regardless, but Redx also finds a kill. A slam kill on Frothy Philly again. Astro with a personal vendetta against the Kiriko.
It's a nice reset. It's kind of trade on to Astro will slow things down a little bit. Frothy Philly will obviously be able to TP back into point. He is going to be trailing a little bit compared to Harmbase, so you know he's starting to have this time go by and waiting for first ult to come through. What will be the traces, but the more important also you have to talk about is definitely going to be on the support side of things. The Frothy Philly just barely behind there.
Yeah, Rex almost got picked there as well by Astro. He's been really good at actually finding isolated players. Speaking of which, there's a pick. My goodness, it's Baz there too is going to be pretty much game over for Team Z here in this fight. Frothy Philly's been chased away. No Suzu, no Swift Step. Sound Barrier comes in to try and make it even though his Harmbase does end up going down to a collapse from Team Z on the back line. Grants him at least one kill. Mind slam on the point, but actually finishing this fight's going to be tough. I mean, even without the healers, the comp is so self-sustaining for Team Z that they could just stay in the fight regardless. Baz has rejoined the fray here as Rush is laid down on the point. The mines still make it a little bit difficult here to operate for DhillDucks, but they're going to be disappearing in just a moment, especially after that recent patch. Astro goes in for another slam. Sound Barrier for Cinema almost got pooped away into the pit there, but does manage to get it off. Frothy Philly falls once more, and Redx and Razor actually capitalize on that downpour from Baz. A final goodbye there as Baz also ends up falling over, but the rest of his team might have done enough work, but DhillDucks this entire time still have the point. Eventually, Redx and Carmez clean up and cap, but that's DhillDucks with 81%.
It seemed like Baz was the only that actually managed to get a high-value ultimate there because it was a 4-man beat from Redx. No tank available. Baz already went down. And as you sort of mentioned, the most important thing is the flip came through. So Team Z, it's not like they're extending the fight to save percentage points. They were losing percentage points the whole time. Dropped them 2 support ultimates. And that could have gone extremely poorly if it wasn't for the downpour actually connecting, allowing the kills to come on through. Team Z would have probably lost that fight without any value on the double support ultimates, which would have been tragic.
Oh, placement pot for Peace as well. Everybody's kind of trapped in the cage here. They are definitely full of rage now as Carmez just could not escape. Team Z are just going to get, well, eviscerated by Ryan. Nice work. And look, DhillDucks now at 85%. This is going to be last touch. You need to die right now. You need to get out. A good little stick. Spike Guard, though, comes up for Bash just in time, but still the pressure is there. Peace picks him off. 5% to go now. Is DhillDucks going to be able to close out this round with their first map win, potentially, on Ilios? Ready to just get a final touch there, though, Avril.
Might not be enough. Kame's a super low. Baz coming back on the tank.
Sick.
They need support ultimates. Redix is dead.
This is Redix goes down, and yeah, there's going to be Baz here with the touch on the board, but Profivili also falling.
No support.
And he does end up getting a nice little slam kill with some additional shields there to sustain, but there's no supports left for Team Z. Their lifelines are slowly waning. The Mind's kill on Razor, and Baz bites the dust as Team Z will come out on top with their first map win of OWCS Stage 2.
Things got really scrappy on that third and final round, and you could even see in that opening round Team Z the capability of clutching when it matters, and still seeing DhillDucks in positions where they have leads early but sort of struggle or maybe fail to close them out sometimes. Super late death by Baz being caught out towards the end there at about the 85% mark for Team Z. You lose your tank at that stage. It's rough going in the 4v5, and you don't have a support ult at that stage to be able to at least sustain you through. That would have been where you're like, okay, if Redix and Profivili got anything, this would be the time to use it. 4-man ult doesn't matter. You gotta save the day. But I'm still a little critical of them using the ults in the previous fight the way they did. Baz went down, and then the call came through. Redix like, we're gonna 4-man beat this one. But hang on a second, your chance of winning this one, even with the beat, not particularly high. You don't have a tank, and most importantly, you don't have the actual capture point itself. So it's a super high risk play. Here's the Ajax, of course. We got the replay on that one. And Peach just goes for a slash underneath the Redix. And of course, yeah, that also happened in round one, which doesn't really help for the case of DhillDucks. But tempo-wise, it was very risky for them to double support all 4v5. And again, really what saved them was the Baz downpour. If that didn't happen and that didn't connect the way it did, that round on Well could have gone a lot poorer. And it unfortunately did end up going quite poor.
Well, there it is. First map win in Stage 3. I keep saying Stage 2, and I want to go back in time, but I can't, unfortunately. Not like Tracer, sadly. But, I mean, look, at the end of the day, someone's also got to win a series here, too. It was going to be a close series, and I'm glad it is this close. But, yeah, I think Redix got picked on a little bit. I mean, coming up with the most deaths in the lobby, about 10 on the Lucio. Could be tough to kind of navigate, especially with how fast a lot of the tank picks are nowadays. They're just kind of slammed and then caught off by a Tracer, like... Yeah, Redix a little bullied in that map.
Also starting to see as well, like definitely in some of these control rounds, probably some of the old challenges not as quick as I would like to see. You're getting several fights deep and still not quite getting towards some of these ultimates at a timely manner. And you start to see some of the gaps come through as well, where a player like Profivili does find an actual timing, and then that ends up being, you know, a pretty large difference maker. So I think that may continue a decent amount here, where, you know, to be just completely clear, no disrespect to teams, but big difference between watching this and our 5 map from yesterday between like the super high level teams, where you're seeing a lot of these ultimates come in way quicker as the fights come through. 1 fight, 2 fights in, you're about to see an ultimate. So like, yeah, the timings are definitely going to be a little bit different in this series compared to like the very high level, the very top teams.
Well, don't forget to pick up your tickets to the World Finals. There is a theoretical chance that DhillDucks / Team Z do end up making it, so you're going to want to be there if they do. So yeah, make sure you go pick them up right now. Times are ticking. It's in November, almost at the very end, so you haven't got long left, and the tickets sell out pretty quickly, so make sure you get on that ASAP. You can see the link down there or check on the socials.
What if one of these two teams spreads correctly for the DHL thread, and then, you know, they can cargo.
Oh, and they get it. I don't think you could then also roll that into, hey, can we play as well? Hey guys, can we just be inserted into the bracket?
They won't go to player, they'll go to spectator, unfortunately.
Yeah.
DHL do have a giant ass. They have a big plane. They got planes of their own planes for international cargo, obviously. So that is a thing. So that aside, that's how you take it.
You saying you're just gonna stuff them in the cargo hold? Is that what you're saying?
There's a lot of room there. There's a lot of room there. It's a plane dedicated only to cargo, but we will see what happens now. King's Row coming on through. I am curious about where Baz specifically on the tank position is going to take us hero-wise, because again, I see King's Row, I see Zarya, I see Baz yesterday performing quite well in Zarya, and I'm thinking this is a good opportunity for DhillDucks to go and look at that again. Maybe not necessarily Zarya Bastion, but some type of Zarya comp could be the call here.
Yeah, I would love to see the Bastion again, to be honest. The Bastion sim has been kind of creeping up in popularity through a few different teams and a couple of different regions too. So yeah, maybe that's possible. Has there been any Bastion sim in Korea recently?
I think there's been like one mini Bastion, but I don't think they really take Bastion seriously. I don't either. I don't think King's Row is really a Bastion map. I think Hanzo would, any sort of spam character would feast on Bastion on
yeah, that is
like
true.
King's Row. I think it's a little too narrow, and Bastion's giant hitbox will just be the end of him. So that's a problem. D.Va's quite nice
they
here.
did
I think Baz is
reduce the hitbox recently. I'm just saying, by like 10% or whatever it was.
Yeah, you're gonna need a little bit more reduction than that. Bastion's gotta slow down.
The Hanzo is just so strong. I mean, look at Tree from yesterday, even like dominates on the Hanzo in this map. It's going to be a Winston ban for DhillDucks first, and then a Lucio ban for Team Z.
Winston ban could be also his Zarya Protect here. Really opens up what Baz can play, so I'm already starting to see the fact that the Winston target goes on through. Lucio, we're basically going to end up seeing Wuyang, or actually potentially even Ana. We have seen a decent amount of Ana come through on King's Row, but no Winston to be paired with the Ana definitely is going to nerf Ana a little bit, and you lose one of your highest value nano targets. So it's either going to be the Wuyang Kiriko or potentially an Ana Kiriko to come on through. Is what I'm seeing on the support side of things.
Yeah, even Ana Wuyang's pretty decent. Two ways to amp healing is kind of crazy. Amp healing is just so powerful. And then being able to also use the shift to get away on the Wuyang too, around all these corners as well. Another good, very good spam character too. Talking about Hanzo being a good spam character, Wuyang is up there, especially on the support role.
Yep. See if anybody would play Symmetra here as well. A decent Symmetra map to come on in. Astra, of course. No Winston, but up for the D.Va. So nice to see our tank swapping between the main and off tank kind of hero types. Not as familiar with Astro's hero pool, but certainly we've seen Baz jump between a few different looks so far. Pharah being hovered here for Razor is quite interesting, because aside from the D.Va, I think the Pharah has a pretty free matchup here.
Dude, least annoying spam in Overwatch.
New spammable voice line unlocked.
Least annoying spam.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that one.
Thanks, Ryan.
That one from Ryan. So of course it'll be the Wuyang Kiriko. And it could be fine here, but without the Winston, I think the value is certainly lower. It will not be a far, at least not yet. And as I sort of predicted here, the Baz Zarya comes on in. Kames to follow through a little bit of support on Zarya playing Reaper.
All right, I'm liking this though from Kames. Got banned out in map number 1. I think the Reaper's been really good. I think in general, Reaper decent on this map. Tough against the D.Va, however, but if you can just kind of honestly burn the Matrix yourself, if you're just stood in front of the D.Va, she's not going to want to take any shots from you, so you kind of help your team that way. And the high ground control here is going to be really nice. Putting up Wuyang here behind Razor and then having the Reaper just kind of march on forward is a tough high ground to actually defend, and you can already see Team Z kind of opting against that, especially Suravasa, who's now up in the top window.
And DhillDucks mostly focusing on the ground game at the moment. Not a lot of attempts to try and go high ground. We saw a lot on this map yesterday on the attacking side. Even when Infector was playing the Ram, he was very aggressive and trying to just walk his Ram up to the high ground. Speaking of walking in, just Razor walk on the Cinnabar.
Just walked. Yeah, that was it. Kames just walked forward, ignored the Genji completely, and then Razor helped finish off a couple of kills. Hello. Goodbye, Hanbei. 1 HP. Yeah, you love to see that. It's like we saw last week with a team TPing in front. It was Team Z, actually. It was, I forget who it was. I think it was Peace, like TPing in front of Hawk as he was playing Hog, and then Hawk just died because he was looking for a hook on the TP.
Team Z going to change up the comps a little bit. Astra now into Ram. Let's see how DhillDucks respond, and they're listening.
Yeah, easy. What the fuck? Checking on top. Okay, he's not here, yeah. I just need to be careful of somebody top left. If anybody sees anything, let me know.
Can you B?
Can you trade left side?
Can you trade left?
Rinse here.
Alright, can you bubble?
Share from angling together, okay? Be careful. No buffs.
No.
I'll farm right. They're gonna rush on their ram when he forms and just shoot him, and if he blocks, he dies. You go dash, alright?
I'm going top.
Bub.
Bub.
Do you wanna go in my ult?
Right side, trade one.
Right low.
Heal me.
I have another. Oh, yeah. Ram one.
Walk me in hard.
Nice. I'm walking. I'm slow though.
Get you one. I'm
looking what's behind.
Can you real on top?
Get you on car. 1-1.
in the ring.
Trade one. Beautiful. Nice. Well played. Really good. Okay, we have a lot of ults. Good shit, Conrad. Keep this up. I like this play. Three car.
I'll go for it.
I'm shooting up a little bit.
I'm gonna TP high.
Kamez didn't even need the tidal blast there at all. He just kind of walked into the back of Cinnabar and shot them twice in the head, and that was it. Nice little kill at the very end on Astra, of course, with the explosive damage. But, I mean, that was pretty easy for DhillDucks, in all honesty. There's going to be a retouch here as Astra kind of steps up. Team C have got so many ults. Tidal blast onto the Tracer. Ryan knocks down Red X, but can't quite finish off the kill. No pulse bomb there for Ryan. He didn't end up throwing it in. Might not matter in the end, though, as Baz and Kamez end up falling over on the point. That rush from Hanbei still too strong. You're expecting Ryan to get the kill there, but it's all good. The rest of the team cleaned up.
6% away as Baz from Grav as well, which could have been a potential game changer. The fact that Ryan didn't get the kill there, if DhillDucks were able to hold their front line, Grav in that situation, play off Kamez, would have been quite the nice win. Of course, once Redix get ultimate, your Baz and Redix able to pop bubbles onto Kamez or anyone else. It is basically double bubble at this stage, making Kamez very difficult to kill, but seems he will finally stabilize slightly here. Blade coming through next.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the time, as soon as Kamez ends up getting bubble, they just insta-burn it down. You cannot let the Reaper stay around. Forcing the shift is top priority. Suzu used. Oh, this is a free grab, yeah. They used the Suzu, and oh, what can you do now? Almost absolutely nothing. Luckily, though, for Astro's got the emergency kill switch there, and it ends up using that annihilation to stay alive in the grab. Unlucky for Peace, though. He ends up getting lasered down. Good response from Team Z.
I don't think Baz's energy was that high, unfortunately. So the grab does connect, but Astro's in Nemesis form with the annihilation, completely blocking, still dealing damage. Kamez in the front trying to get that kill onto Astro, but just not doing enough damage there. They've already lost a player. It was a 4v5 when the grab came on through, so DhillDucks not getting the most out of that potential play that could have been a winner for them. Every time Baz gets reset here as well, yeah, the damage on his Zarya is just going to not be where they want it to be.
You're expecting this Zarya uptime to be near 100 energy because of the amount of bubbles they're giving to the Reaper. Good kill on the Ryan, though. Baz just whips around 180, hits a right click. Kamez now putting himself in a position where he can use the Death Blossom. Yeah, straight on top of Astro's heads. There is a tidal blast, though, onto Pieces. Actually popped the blade in the backline. An easy double kill for Cinnabar. Robbie Philly and Redix was so low from Beast. That's an explosive double there of Cinnabar. We'll take the credit for that. Easy peasy. 1 minute and 30 seconds remains as Baz is on the point. Looks like Hanbei wants to guarantee the win here. Does end up using that rush.
What a support play coming through from Team Z. Cinnabar popping tidal blast onto Peace, who delivers the exploding bubble onto the backline and just gets mega value and blading as well. That is scary to run into. It's a Genji with a ton of HP, explosivity with knockdown, and then the slash as well. Yeah, DhillDucks not surviving that one. If your backline gets caught, and Baz will take the swap over to the Malga now, which is quite interesting. Malga not particularly strong in this meta, so I don't think this is a great pick. A minute left to play through. Kamez delivering.
Tidal blast. Yep, gets it. Well, someone got a knockdown. I think that was Baz in the end, who just runs through the shield. Astro under a little bit of duress there, and he will be with this Malga on the field now. Looks like DhillDucks are going to be able to cap in at the end. Just one final hurrah for Hanbei. No TP available either. No, there it is. Okay, the cap for DhillDucks. They got 2 minutes for third.
That was actually, I think, a double knockdown. Real CC watch moment for Astro. Eats a charge from Baz, gets knocked down by that, then eats exploding tidal blast, gets knocked out again. So no chance there. Couldn't play the game for a reasonable amount of time. Astro out of the picture means cap for DhillDucks. And again, I think could be a little bit of risk playing with Malga, but they are currently winning. They're winning the poke battle massively. Team Z, they're not currently playing anything that would put the pressure on this Malga, so Baz is gonna get away with it unless Team Z make changes.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like you said, a good amount of spam from Astro, but that's really a bad hit, so the pressure definitely minimal. And Philly can kind of step up to the plate, just walk forward, hit the rush, push forward, and that's exactly what they're going to do, yeah. Astro instantly has to pop that Nemesis form, still got that annihilation, but Razor's going to use this as a good opportunity just to kind of shoot the shoot the ram as much as possible. Tidal Blast in the back line. Ryan guaranteeing the kill this time around. Nice little clip into Renix's head. Might even look for a double here as Razor goes pretty low. All right, they have the response required. Tidal Blast and Annihilation ripped for the rush on the side of DhillDucks.
Yep. Good response there. DhillDucks were looking for the victory position. We've nearly got a cap here as well. Less than 1 minute to play through, but Payload was basically at the end there, and well, the carpet of the Kitsune rush trying to just escort the payload to its finality. Team C still holding on strong. They have their own rush in response. So when we see what happens when this Cage eventually gets played in, Cage on the point for a final fight on the actual cap itself, very strong.
That's an early shift use actually by Karmez. Got to be careful now, even TPing into the backline here. Wave does end up connecting. As the Wraith walk in about a second. There it is. Okay, available now. Ends up using it to get away. Definitely min-maxing that CD. Peace trying to punish the Reaper there. It's actually Racer that falls down first. Tidal Blast on Karmez. Knocks down Astro, but a quick Suzu's going to repair that just in time. And now Peace with the blade too. This is all falling apart for DhillDucks with only 5 seconds in the time bank. The Cage does end up getting deployed, but Karmez hasn't got the ult. Like, died with ult, in fact. OT for DhillDucks. And yep, that's one sad Tracer, unfortunately. 3 kills on the spot. That was the play there for DhillDucks as well, after all. They wanted to jump in, Cage, hit the death bottom, and then win from there, but you just get picked.
Any combination of ultimates there, they essentially had the pick of the litter in terms of how they wanted to play that last fight, but one thing you cannot afford is a -1 where you just lose a player, and now it's a 4 versus 5. Karmez couldn't deliver the bubble deep into the team fight at all, only dropped it on top of Astro. I actually wouldn't have minded seeing Tidal Blast being put onto Baz, who then charges in with the bubble into the back line. You get a knockdown into another knockdown into a Cage, and that could be a fight win there. But yeah, absolutely losing a player early is going to hurt. And sometimes this is what happens to Tracers. I think Kings Row C is a little rough for Tracers sometimes. You don't really have that many flanking positions, not many places you can go. And so as choky as Kings Row is, you're just kind of there, and you cop a stray shot from somewhere and you get taken down at the wrong time. That ends up being the entire push sacrifice. And well, to be honest, I wasn't a true believer in the Malga anyway. I thought there was a huge risk from Baz and didn't quite end up working out for DhillDucks in the end.
Man, it looks so good though. They ended up Tidal Blasting, but Astro, I believe Astro got knocked down. Hanbei used the Suzu, then Rush.
Only one knockdown.
Yeah. And then even then, it's like, okay, it's still a tank, right? So you
exactly.
have to burst through the armor. Yeah, it's not ideal. Let's have a look what Team C have on their attack, though. Quick peek out with the Widow and the Hanzo. We'll see if Peace ends up sticking. Could do again. Very powerful on this map, but yeah, much preferring the dive DPS.
Let's try this time on the Diva. Baz sticking through on the Hazard. Might end up either team going towards the Ram a little bit later on in the map. Karmez taking a bunch of damage early on. No high ground play here. Both teams just full stacking ground on the floor.
Oh, fight's done. That was very quick. Baz just uses Spike Guard, and then 5 players are just looking at it. Man, Baz dies. This is, I think, DhillDucks giving up this first point. Yeah, Karmez can't even stick around. This fight was way too fast. There's no recontest.
Karmez no swap here, just be Baz. I don't think Karmez went down actually, so we'll have to see what happens a little bit later on. But that was quick. Like I sort of mentioned as well, yeah, there was no real high ground control. I suppose DhillDucks are not running the type of composition where they're relying on it. They have a dive comp, or at least had. Everyone's basically in position to just dive on in. It will only be the supports playing from high ground, if that. So yeah, it was a very curious Kings Row fight, which is like a pure 5v5 on the floor. And as also mentioned here, we do now see the swap from Astro onto Ram for B and onwards.
Oh, hello. Yeah, quick bubble there required to get Karmez out of danger. Both bubbles already used though, and that's going to be a green flag go symbol for Team Z. They don't end up pushing it too far up. It looks like Astro took a bit too much damage, but that does mean that they got a lot of healing value from this, so Hanbei's going to have this ult real fast.
Response though. Oh, the Ryan kill.
Instantly. That was like pressing Q and Ryan died at the same time. Good kill onto Baz though. Tidal Blast onto Karmez. Tries to get to the back line, but a Ravenous Vortex actually stops that Genji from even dashing in or getting anywhere close to the back line. Still scrappy trades though as Peace also falls, but with Karmez basically alone now, they have to back off with a blade.
And a late kill onto Razor here. That's going to cause some problems. Team Z, a lot of free time on payload. A lot of free time pushing up here. Did not get to see high value. Yeah, you did call it Vortex, but I think Karmez, I don't know if he actually had a dash anyway. A Swift Strike, you probably would have expected him to use it a little bit quicker earlier on. He will be able to initiate a final touch here, and should be Blade.
Oh, Tidal Blast Blade again. Oh, well, where'd they go? It's all good though. Still got the Blade damage in. Nice little double slash on the backline there, but you need to actually follow that up with some kills. Karmez just gets dominated by Cinnabar. Beautiful arcing of the orbs up onto that high ground. In fact, they end up finding 2 kills. Both DPS dead. Team Z with a 5-minute time bank. Just a monumental effort here to push. As DhillDucks, they're swapping up.
I mean, they're swapping up massively, but let's talk about the fact that with this 5-minute time bank, heavily likely that Team Z, I mean, actually, it doesn't even matter anymore because they don't need to finish the map. They just need a cap, and that's more than likely going to happen. But even if DhillDucks finish the map, Team Z, if they finish and cap, it would be like a drawaway scenario. So this is really rough for DhillDucks. They're going to go through on their Lee Jung comp from yesterday. Let's see if this one can actually work.
Oh, Annihilation Bash is going to make it rather difficult, and Karmez is already dead. A trade for Ryan, teleport to safety for Baz, but okay, that was... Wait, did Baz fall off the map or did they right-click themselves? Okay, whoops. Well, I think that's just going to be game over regardless. Yep, their teleporter on the point is going to provide a little bit of help there for DhillDucks, but a rush on top, and Karmez jumping over to the Widowmaker is going to get taken down in the spawn by Peace. There's just too much now, although the Venomone does end up killing the Genji. Hang on a second here. I've spoken a little bit too soon. Baz on the Doomfist comes back, gets another touch. There's a meter and a bit to go. A nice little punch into the wall onto Hanbei. It's only the Rams surviving. Venomine clutch for DhillDucks. I
certainly needed that. I certainly needed that. I'll tell you what, DhillDucks, a rough situation. It was looking all but over. Team Z's had good membership alive. Payload basically at the end. DhillDucks on full respawns, but respawn advantage eventually comes on through, and yeah, you caught it. The Venomine actually brings some value there. Baz, he's not going to go back to spawn and swap after winning the fight. He's going to stay on the Doom, which, curious, not too sure if this is going to end up finding value or not. They will have an orbital ray to play through. Their comp is a bit of a mishmash now. It's not really a comp that you would typically see that makes a lot of sense, but they kind of force to play it.
Tidal Blast and Blade again for Peace, looking for somebody. Where are the knockdowns? So, well, they don't end up happening, but he's still got the Blade. He's chasing people. Oh, Peace, that was a very sad Blade Tidal Blast. Yeah, the Blade Blast getting 0. Sadly, Karmez, though, picks up 2. Still, spawn advantage here, and with Baz alive, it's going to be tough for Team Z to stick around in this fight. It's a bit of a mismatch comp, but right now it is working out for them. Very solo queue-esque, it feels like. Ryan does kill Frothy Philly, so again, big trades. Raises spawn, though, so emergency wall can be deployed, but it looks like they're not going to need it, at least not right now.
Well, they can't push off this. Team Z will just collect an extra kill from Ryan towards the end, but yeah, we're starting to really just see fumbles on this bubble blade sort of situation. Peace is even just going to swap off the Genji entirely. Outside of that one double kill from Cinnabar early on, just hasn't worked out.
Oh, Redex actually takes that teleport solo there for DhillDucks. Pulse bomb in the hands of Orion. No block now available for the Doomfist. Could be a good target to go for, although Karmez sitting in the front line. Ryan with a nice stick. Ends up getting punched into the wall, but has a recall just for safety. But their wall does end up getting deployed by DhillDucks. Good luck fighting through this now, and Team Z know it as they end up backing off. Even Baz there using the Meteor Strike to scare people away.
They're really playing the timer down. Remember, when they actually clutched up that fight with the Venomine, they had about 4 minutes left, Team Z. Now we're getting down to 2-minute mark, so more than half the total time for 5 minutes is gone. And Baz is still making the Doomfist work for now. He's got an empowered punch, looking for the back line, surely. Oh, we'll get nothing.
Yeah, narrow miss there. Wanted to try and get an environmental on Astro. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, this time bank is ticking down. Although, saying that, yep, there's the rush. Tidal Blast and Cinnabar in a couple of moments as well, and the Annihilation to stick on the points. A little turret there, just kind of tickling Astro in the back of the head. Frothy Philly going down, Tidal Blast on the Tracer, and that one connects. Easy kill for Ryan onto Karmez, and that will be all she wrote for DhillDucks. Team Z are going to find themselves a match point in the series.
It's not a bad hold, Jack. It's 3.5 minutes, but the issue is it was 5 total minutes in the time bank. So there is a world where I think DhillDucks can win this map. Unfortunately, they're still winless in the stage so far. Can't quite get a map. You don't want to see them get 0-3 again. That was... It was competitive except for the fact that A and B were just no-shows from DhillDucks. And if those 2 points, they were able to squeeze in a little bit more, you know, defense in there, a couple more resets, forcing Team Z to just reset a few more times to bleed the timer down. A 3.5 minute defense on C would have secured them the map win. 5 minutes to not even having to finish the map is just insane, though. And this is even considering the fact that they, in my eyes, looked like they were going to lose the map a lot earlier on, but then ended up clutching it. So we're actually starting to see now some of that clutch potential come through from DhillDucks when, you know, earlier on, yesterday included, maybe across the stage, there have been too many moments where even when they've had leads, they've not been able to sort of secure those leads. We're also starting to see maybe some misplays coming through from Team Z as well. Again, outside the one, I think this is actually in the replay now, this is a double kill on the Tidal Blast with the
nice.
Dragon Blade. But aside from that, you have the entire tail side of the coin being flipped with Peace, takes the same Tidal Blast with the Blade and gets nothing. In fact, he's just like looking on the map, like, wait, where is everyone? I can't find a single player. Didn't even get a single slash off. So it's like 2 wasted ultimates at the same time, and that also can't happen.
Last time DhillDucks won a map in OWCS, 25th of May against Supernova in Stage 2. Oh, that's a very zoomed in replay. Oh, the Zarya! Oh, she did end up...
Yeah.
She TP'd and then fell off the map.
Oh, trolled by the TP? No.
Yeah, actually trolled by the TP. Oh, that is painful to watch.
Who did that last stage? There was I swear it was one of the good teams that actually did it. Why do I think it was like... It was one of the EMEA teams on Runasapi, near the water wheel. I think it was Gen G. I think it was Who Are You TP'd himself off the map.
Yes, it was Who Are You.
Because of the TP perk, and he didn't realize how long the range was, and he TP'd himself off the map. So at least that was a self-troll. This one was a team troll. It's like, oops, I just TP'd my tank off the map. Good one. Unfortunately.
Just like, I gotta get out. They're like, there's a TP right there. And then they take the TP in. It's like, oh, it's like 1 inch from the pitch below.
So again, we asked the question, where are you? Where is Who Are You? He's still off the map in Runasapi. That's where you can find him, unfortunately.
Where's Stitch, bro? That's what I'm saying. Last seen on Washington Justice in 2020. That's what I want to know. Look, DhillDucks, I will tell you the map that they won. And yeah, I'm sure maybe with Libero. I don't know. Crypto millionaire. DhillDucks won. The lore is there. There's deep lore behind that. It was Circuit Royale, by the way, which was the map that they won against Supernova in week 3, May 25th. So, Circuit Royale. Is it even in the pool? I don't think it is.
It is not.
Which is a little unfortunate for DhillDucks. But like you said, I think this is a lot closer, even considering that 5-minute time bank going into third. Let's have a look at said map pool. Junkatown, Rialto, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. So maybe we do go to an escort here if you're DhillDucks. It's going to be Suravasa. Maybe not.
They're just not doing themselves any favors when they have the capability, DhillDucks, I'm speaking of, the capability of like sometimes being able to clutch out the game, being able to like hold really tense situations. Like, yeah, we're like 2 meters away from being capped out, then we hold 3.5 minutes. But that all goes to waste when the setup for that moment is, oh, we didn't have a defense on A or B at all, like 0 defense. So you can sort of see where DhillDucks can get the win, but like the 70% of the map leading up to that good moment wasn't good enough. So Suravasa now, I would really like to see if DhillDucks can maybe hold a decent lead on this map and then close it out. We've seen DhillDucks lead before. They're going to ban out Tracer earlier on. What does that mean? We're going to play possibly Reaper, Genji, Sim is a possibility as well. Zarya being banned means that we're not going to see any of the Zarya Bastion kind of stuff. So if DhillDucks want to go to do the Zarya Bastion Sim stuff, that's out of the picture now, which also means I'm pretty sure Bastion's out of the picture in general without the Zarya, the sort of grab combo and just having that brawl. Yeah, what else can they really do here? I hope we don't see the Malga again. The possibility of ball is on the table for these teams, I will admit, but no Tracer definitely means your dive potential is weakened somewhat.
Yeah, I think ball makes a lot of sense there. I think still having the Reaper not too bad. You can still run Reaper, Genji, ball. Like, it's not out of the question. If you really want to run Winston, you can too. I think it's too far of a shot, to be honest. Even Hazard as well, like Reaper, Hazard.
Not quite as cool because you don't have the bubble support. You really do want the bubble support if possible. Yeah, I also do think these two teams, I feel are going to go back to Lucio Kirikiri. I get the feeling neither team really wants to play Wu Young. I think they're both more comfortable on the Lucio Kiri comp, so I'm expecting that to come through as well. I'm also sort of getting the feeling that Team Z potentially wants to do a bit of a Winston here. I don't know why, I get that gut feeling from Team Z.
Winston or Diva, maybe? Zarya ban would definitely help that. We'll see. Suravasa, map number 3, greeted by the pigeons. Only a singular. Oh, no, wait, there's 3. Astro locking the ball, and Baz with the hog. Wait a second here. Oh, well, he's
Could be a read. I mean, either team could actually go for the bash. I mean, it was actually a hog with Sombra being hovered over, which is like, okay, we really think they're going to play ball. Which they are, but Baz is going to be a little bit more calm about things and be like, okay, well, if they're not on a ball, we don't want to all in on an anti-ball before we actually find out what it is. So let's start on the hazard, see how things go. They could even just keep Kames on the sim if they want to, but yeah, no sim here. Sombra's going to come on through, so well read by Riggs. They at least got one ball counter.
Yeah, and you made the correct read as well, like both teams preferring the Lucios. Redex and Cinema are definitely more Lucio players, I feel like, than Wuyang players. Comfort here is going to be important, especially as you are facing another loss, unfortunately, for DhillDucks. But Team Z looking like their first win, maybe, in Stage 3. Got it right that time.
Especially in a situation where, like, you're running out of teams where you can get wins off. I'm not even just talking about series. I'm talking about now map wins as well. Astro's going to take Kames down early, and what DhillDucks, they want to counter the ball. Astro's running free.
The ball. Yeah, Redex dead. Baz down. Oh, dear. Very quick death here for DhillDucks. All good. Just randomly picks as Team Z. They can set up super far forward as well. I mean, not how you can get scouted by the Sombra, but kind of crunching them on the approach, especially with the Reaper, is just so valuable.
Yep. It's been a struggle so far on our opening first fight. And both teams playing somewhat similar types of compositions. Ultimately, it is just dive. You know, it's just no for a dive. Okay, and Razor's
dead.
He's losing the duel to the Genji, unfortunately. A little bit of help from Cinnabar.
Yeah, I need a good virus connection, but yeah, just even that trickling heal, like the small bits of heals that Lucio comes in with, it's a little bit too much for the Sombra sometimes.
No coordination in terms of the dive with anyone else from DhillDucks. You would like to see Kames or Baz join in on that play. But this is a cleanup. This is a full round victory. So I'm not feeling good about DhillDucks, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Their chance of winning the map based on how this is going is looking slim. I don't want to see them get 0-3'd.
Damn, sad rose emoji. Let's get Team Z listening. They got 3 ults for this next push.
They don't fight too strong, guys. I'm flanking.
They have some
Queen.
Okay.
Oh, Queen.
I want to hear when they
Let's hear when they switch if they beat back, okay? All you gotta do is...
I'm going now. 3, 2, 1. Slime carry.
I need help. I need help.
Mining in the rush.
Don't have B. I'm
gonna
alive.
Queen on me.
Queen 15 alone.
No, bro.
I'm killing Queen, I'm killing Queen.
Stable. We have her.
We're stable. I have a ball.
Group point.
Cure one.
Queen main.
Turning Queen.
Alright, we're good for a B push this fight.
Yeah, we are. Shoot our Genji. He has fucking blade.
Serum set up top left.
Yeah.
Coming main, I think.
Yeah, walk him in.
Yeah, they're walking.
Yeah.
I think right.
They're going right.
One side, Lulu.
Oh, I gotta kill the...
Tether bites in.
Cure one.
Genji one.
Genji above, King turn.
Really one.
Help Homelander.
Oh, Mimi. Yeah, help fucking Homelander. No, I'm Cure one. I mean, he's accurate. He's accurate.
What is happening in the comps? Also, someone's keyboard is very loud. I just want to point that out. I like how Raze is also using the emote, the third-person peek as well on the corner. Looks pretty chill, and that might just be a kill on the Queen too. Yeah, the walking into the wall is honestly good strat. Apart from if you're shockwave and you get TP'd on.
Yeah, Redex is about to die here as well. Protein Philly's already gone. Doesn't even get a chance to use the rush, which means Kames is doing a little something, but it's 3 versus 3 with even the dead.
They got Queen ult. Oh, Queen Baz just Queen ulted off the map.
Honestly, reset. I'm gonna be real. This is one of the few times. This is one of the few. Yeah, just rampage the reset. He should go hog.
Okay, sure.
One of the few times where I genuinely think Baz, if you're gonna play hook character, you've got to play something into the ball. I assume he's doing this because of the ball. Play the hog instead of the Queen. Hog is genuinely stronger than Queen right now in the meta.
Yeah.
I don't. Baz is coming through with a little weird picks today that I'm not a fan of. And DhillDucks, this is it. This is the final opportunity. Not only are they at risk getting 3-0 in the series, but maybe even just in the final map as well. They don't look like getting a single round here.
Ryan with some decent damage at the front line, but it's going to get popped though. Cinnabar helping finish off the kill onto Red X. A lot of resets here for Peace. Yeah, Frothy Philly. Unfortunately, bit by their own kunai there as the reflect came straight into their brain. Mine's on the point though. Kai's is still in this fight, but extremely low. Yeah, at least they forced Astra to use mines, I guess, but yeah, it's not a clean fight. And Bash is just operating the Queen against this comp is like, who are you shooting at? Like, good luck. You can't get on top of anybody.
It's tough, man. Like, even if you hook the ball, you knife the ball, but what can you really do there? It's not as strong as the hog hook into just the meat shot from the left. Like, Queen just doesn't do that versus the ball at all. Cinnabar is LOCUST. There's opportunity for DhillDucks to maybe get a 1+.
Astro's just kind of spinning to win. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, hang on a second here. A little bit
spinning,
too much spinning and not enough winning.
Got a little
yeah, Red X ends up going down. That Carnage ends up swinging through the ghostly form of Reaper. As he hits the shift, there's the flip for DhillDucks, but honestly, Team Z making this a little bit scrappy. They do end up getting, what, like almost 70% for that, so you're not too mad, and you also still have the space in main.
This time he's going to have a rampage, and hopefully, well, you can't go off the map on this point, so...
Oh, you can. It would be crazy. Oh, I mean, on the edge.
Yeah. Sorry. There is a coast, but it's so far away. You're right. So it would be unbelievable. That you'd have to check PC. You'd have to check E-Stick a little bit if he goes off the map twice, especially on this part of the map. But 4 also 5 for DhillDucks. All lights on. This should be a winnable fight.
Both beats. Yeah, both Tambros coming in. The Blade for Carmé is going to be very well protected. Jumps the back line. Nice Suzu there from Arbe and dashes away too. Use that swift sip to get out of danger. Baz, though, still holding on to that rampage. Rush not resulting in too much. And in fact, Team Z dump a whole lot of a support ult in that fight as DhillDucks might be able to claim this point now.
Arbe is going to have to be on point with the Suzu in the next fight. So DhillDucks holding on strong. I think maybe one of the strong parts is if you actually capture point, you're the team defending, and the opposite team has to come into you. Queen might be in a better spot rather than having to walk in and taking damage. It's going to be Astra initiating the touch. Waiting for mines.
I want to see where this rampage is going to go. Oh, it's 2 there. Cinnabar and Astro. Astro is going to be quite unaffected. In fact, yeah, the Suzu ends up coming in clutch anyway. 99% for DhillDucks. Quick reset. Ryan takes the head off of Razor. Astro just kind of rolling around again at the center of the point, but that will be the flip for Team Z. 99% for DhillDucks, though. They got no ults to come back in with this. And they're going against Team Razor, Team Z, sorry, with 3.
Yeah, I think it was Ryan shifted to get rid of the bleed himself, and then Hanbei might have done a very late Suzu. Certainly wasn't early. The bleed damage was something there, but not quite enough as we're heading into final fight here. And massive risk. DhillDucks have nothing to play through. Baz coming back on the ball now, and Team Z have a lot, including Rush coming online soon.
Yeah, they got OC. There's the slam on the mines. Most of them now dead. Oh, a Peace pool to play, but Carmé is too high for Peace to actually get up there. They do trade for Baz. Now Ryan could just sit in the choke point with the Death Blossom. It might just be the cherry on top here as well. They just got too many numbers on the point right now as DhillDucks just try as they must to get anything as Ryan does the shortest TP of all time. Nice teleport as well for Razor, and that'll be that. Team Z with their first win in OWCS Stage 3, as unfortunately, on the other side of things, DhillDucks still not with a single map under their belt.
That's the thing, right? Team Z doing exactly what Sakura did yesterday, in many cases, quite resoundingly so as well. I think the King's Row was fairly one-sided outside of the 3.5-minute hold on C. We had a 5-minute time bank going into it. We had a, that was a 3-0, wasn't it? It was a 3-0 on the actual map itself of Suravasa, so we didn't get a single round win, despite the Queen eventually coming in and finding a little bit of value, but the Rampage obviously not really getting too much. It's just too hard to really clean up in these types of fights off Rampage. I just don't believe in the Queen at all, unfortunately, in this current meta. I think he should have been on the Hog. Baz had a few questionable choices today in terms of the tank choice, in terms of the tank picks. They did also, this wasn't on Baz, but they tried to play the Bash and Zarya again on King's Road to very limited success. Nothing at all, really. Pretty sure the Bastions just got melted. It's a tough one, man. I think there were some winnable moments here. As again, I'll say that King's Row, if they just had a slightly better A and B and played the timer down, certainly winnable. I believe they got a round on Lee Jung, which proves that they can get around in there, but you know, you need to win a little bit more than that to actually get a map.
Yeah, I mean, I was hopeful right early on in the series, seeing that Ilios was a competitive affair. Like, I hoped that this trend continues for the rest of the series. Alas, it shall not be it. DhillDucks doing DhillDucks things. I agree with you there, Avril. Composition-wise, it's just vibing on their own kind of meta. I don't know.
Yeah, the Queen just didn't really feel like it was it. There's no one to lock down. Yeah, maybe the Hog would have worked out there. I'm sad for DhillDucks, man. Like, one day they'll get a map. Like I said, May of Stage 2 was the last time they did end up picking up one.
Who they have left to play, though?
Yeah, well, that's exactly the problem, right?
SSG,
like, they have SSG.
TK, and TL.
Yeah, so this was it. That was their week, and
Well,
all hope is lost.
does anyone feel charitable? Maybe SSG, one of those teams like, yeah, we're feeling extremely charitable. We're just a very generous team. Hey, DhillDucks, we don't want you to be winning.
Hey, you know, if you're catching any of these teams on the wrong day, on the wrong foot, on a control map, only on control maps, it might be a map victory, you know?
It's possible.
Probably not.
It might be a 50-minute pause where somebody on one of the partner teams doesn't show up and can't connect, and they have to play 4v5. That's probably what it might have to be. Oh man, I just.
But the craziest thing is that DhillDucks, they'll probably make it through promotion relegation again, which I really hope they do for next stage. Obviously, that'll be 2026 stage 1. But yeah, I'm still excited to always see them in the lobby. Yeah. Will they get a map win in the next couple of weeks? Looking pretty unlikely, but still a vibes team, and they look good doing it.
They look like a fun team. It's just they're just, you know, really they should be playing. I mean, that's the thing. They are playing Sakura and Team Z close, but just when it really matters, you just sort of see them fall apart. We saw that yesterday as well. We've seen them potentially, oftentimes, there's a couple times they take a lead, but they can't quite secure the lead and actually win off that one. They got one round in Ilios from it, but just the consistency isn't there. And just not even getting a single round of Suravasa hurts, man. Like, you wanted to at least they got round on an Ilios, but you wanted to see them get like a 3-1 or like rather 1-3 or 2-3 on Suravasa if they were going to lose that map. But yeah, the 0-3 on that map hurts a lot.
Yeah, that kind of snowballed out of control for them, and that's just kind of what happens on these kind of maps, right? But we can't take anything away from Team Z. They had a great showing today, finally getting their first dub of the season, and there might be more to come in the following weeks because their schedule doesn't look quite as unforgiving as DhillDucks coming up. They still have to go up against Sakura, I believe. And who else is still on the docket for them?
And Extinction,
exactly. So, you know, depending on how they can shape up within the next week or two, like, there might be another win in the bag for them. But we, of course, have to find out how all things shake out in this region. We do have Peace standing by for a quick interview, so let's bring them in. Peace, always great to see you and, of course, hear from you. But first things first, congratulations. First dub of this stage. Can you talk to us about the preparation heading into this match against DhillDucks and their, let's say, more unconventional style?
Well, obviously, you know, preparing for the Ducks is like preparing for breathing. It's not really. It's kind of hard, but you know, it's complicated. We don't know what they play because they don't know what they want to play. Really, like no one was ready for the Bastion Sims Aria, so.
I mean, you look good. I mean, at the end of the day, this is your first win too. I can imagine the comms were pretty ecstatic after the first win. How do you guys feel about going up against Extinction and Sakura? Obviously, they're week 5 and week 6's game. Winnable there?
I think we'll be good as long as the meta doesn't change again. Like, we're kind of leaning into Sim a little bit, like some here and there. But I think we're gonna bring Genji Tracer into the limelight. I think us and like Liquid are really the only people who have a good Genji Tracer core, and I think that's like the obviously Genji Peace Ryan, you know, Genji Tracer. We want to lean into that style as much as we can, and I think with that style of game, I think we could really take it to them.
How do you think your stage has gone so far? Obviously, it's going to be a bit rough starting against GK and SSG, but you guys had a couple of decent Atlases, took a round of a GK on Atlas, and then went to 5 rounds, took 2 off of SSG as well. So, you know, we saw some real sparks from your team there. So now that you've also taken your first victory, 3-0, pretty resounding as well. Yeah, how do you think your season's gone so far?
I mean, obviously, you know, it was pretty rough. We played number 1, took Falcons to the map 5 in UWC, and then we played the best, like, reformed team now, you know, with Lep, CJ, very respectable, Hawk, Chronic, Lenny Braun, Scissors. You know, it was really... Obviously, it's a really hard start, but I still believe in my team that, especially with the people we have, we're gonna be able to bounce back really good.
I love to hear that. Built for the future. We love to see all those, bright spots in today's match, and hope to see more of that in your upcoming matches as well. Peace. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck in your next matches.
Thank you. Bye-bye.